So our area is Area 2. That's between Science Building 1, Lincoln Hall, Market and Mill. My area here is what we're calling PSU's front door, between the XSB and Lincoln Hall and Market and Mill, where you see this sign. Even though it's not technically the end of the campus, it does seem to be where most of the official buildings start, sort of like the main area starts here. It's a little part of South Park blocks. And the street that I'm starting to pan to here is Market. Pretty busy street. Seems to act like a border to the whole area. Little streetcar stop there. The gentleman with his dog there texting. I saw him a few times there just with his dog texting. This dog didn't seem to be too happy about it. Also, this gentleman here is taking advantage of one of the trees there. Seems to be how people like to use this area. This is another reason why it seems to be kind of like the front door. It's one of those campus maps is located here. The building that it's in front of is Lincoln, as we'll see. That's Market again, to sort of orient us. And again, to the left is Lincoln Hall. And this pathway here is a main pathway for students and citizens, it seems like. Seems to be pretty busy with people moving through. People like to sit at these benches. Most of the people that I talked to that sat on these benches were students that had classes in Lincoln Hall. There's someone utilizing the pathway. Coming up here is sort of another view of the area. Kind of what Hester calls impelling form that is mindfully irresistible is kind of what I think fits this area, as you'll see with people leaning up against the trees and things like that. And there's a student going to class, Lincoln Hall, a guy passing through with a latte. Me waving at you, hello. Yeah, and I'm noticing that most of the groups that form here sort of are at the edges, at the benches or on the pathway. But everybody in the grass seems to be people who, just like this guy, they just want to chill out and be alone. They don't want to be around any, where the bands play or any student activities going on. They come here and do homework, or they come here to talk on the phone, or just lay in the grass or lean up against a tree. The other side there, the street, is also kind of a pathway, this street. This is more of an overcast day. You can see that there's really not that many people here when it's overcast. It's very much like a park. I mean, it is a park, I guess. That person there is on the phone, like I was saying. A lot of people seem to come here and just talk on the phone, stand in the middle of the grass. I guess it's private and comfy. And I was what Zeisser referred to in his article as a secret observer, because when I tried to film directly with people, they kind of glared at me, because they're, like I said, people who just want to come here and relax. So that's why it's kind of like watching Blair Witch Project. I had the camera in my breast pocket. But I got a pretty good shot here of just a nice sunny day. There's quite a few people hanging out under trees. It's really like a park within the South Park blocks in a way for students. I'm assuming these are students as well. Most people I talked to were. And most people I talked to, if I asked them if there's anything they'd change about this area, I did not talk to anybody who would change anything. They really seem to like it the way it is, just like you would like a park. So there's probably, not much that needs to be done to this area, I would think. And here we have the streetcar coming in, which is also a lot of people that tend to come to this area are people in transit, either waiting for a streetcar or just having gotten off a streetcar. Some people hanging out there by the bench, and that's it, PSU's front door.
I observed the area, which is the streetcar station at PSU. As the train coming in PSU State University slowly, I noticed a pathway nearby railway. The pathway was covered by grass before, and it's easy to see how it was worn away. Constant tramping over the area had melted down the grass. Only few minutes, more than 5 people walked through this path. Why do people step the grass flat? What are the reasons why people walk this path? Should PSU build a pathway here to the students? We can see many people waiting in the streetcar station before the streetcar come in. So, we assuming people was pushed to go another way because the station is too crowded. Let's see what happens after the streetcar takes all the people away. Pretty empty and easy to walk. Maybe nobody will use this path. Oh no! So, why do people still use this path? The crowd station is not the only reason make people have stepped the grass flat. In next 15 minutes, there are more than 15 people crossing the path, all walking on the real way. Then I interview a really cool guy who is waiting for the streetcar. He give a good explanation why the path exists.
Mostly choose this side of the path to actually walk in because mainly I think it's just safer that way, and it's the right side, right? And people are just used to the right in general. And not only that, there are also patterns where necessarily people might actually see other people doing it and just want to follow their own, just unconsciously, you know what I mean? So that's mainly why I think that is. And also this side of the railway or whatever you want to call it, or the track, actually looks narrower than that side. That side looks a lot safer because it has so much space in general. So, I mean, that's what I think.
Next is Area 3, which our research team has named the Picnic Nook. For those that want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the park blocks, this hidden gem is idyllic. Located behind the Parkway Manor and the Hoarder House, it is a cozy space. The bushes along the street act as a separation from the loud traffic. It provides a private barrier, which gives the illusion of a third wall to enclose the space. Towards the center is a picnic bench and ashtray nestled under the large tree. To the west side is a very tall overhang roof. Observational research has found that people enjoy spending time in the Nook from an average of 15 to 45 minutes at a time. So what do people utilize this space for?
I see people out there, and I know sometimes they go there to smoke.
Predominantly. We also do hang out here when it's nice out.
Smoking cigarettes was the most common activity witnessed in Area 3. The following diagram is a bird's eye view layout of the picnic nook. It reveals the results of the observational field report. The red circles indicate where people settled or decided to linger. The larger the circle, the more people use the spot. This is a diagram of how people use the space during clear weather. And this is a diagram of how people use the space during rainy weather. It is evident that the location of where people choose to spend time in this space is dependent on the conditions of the weather. In comparing the documented results of the field observation, on sunny days, people spent more time at or around the bench. On rainy days, people spent most of their time under the overhang roof. The most common behavior observed under the overhang roof, besides talking and people watching, was smoking. However, under the overhang is a sign on a door clearly stating that there is no smoking allowed within 25 feet. All of the smokers under the overhang refuse to be interviewed on camera. These individuals are the rule breakers. So why do people smoke in this smoking prohibited area? In his book, Inquiry by Design, Tools for Environment Behavior Research, John Ziesel of Harvard University supplies an explanation. Respondents often hesitate to report that they break formal rules. Smoking in school hallways near no smoking signs. 2 families living in an apartment designed for 1 family. Yet they do not care if they are seen doing such things because they and their friends or neighbors find such behavior acceptable. On sunny days, people were observed spending most of their time at or on the picnic table.
Well, what's your favorite thing about this spot?
The bench.
The picnic table is covered in evidence of past use as a canvas, with various paintings. On the diagram, the biggest circles were at the picnic table. People seem to be drawn to it. The picnic table exemplifies the sociopetal form as described by Professor Randolph Hester of the University of California, Berkeley. The benches around the table encourage socialization. When people sit at the bench, their focus is towards the center of the table. As we look at the space in general, the area has an enabling form. Private interviews reveal that the picnic nook serves as an outdoor area for the tenants of Parkway Manor and the students and faculty of Portland State University. The enabling form of the space allows for neighbors to socialize. The beautiful large tree in the middle of Area 3 gives a visual central focus. The space draws people in. Area 3 embodies centeredness.
Over the course of the past few weeks, I've been observing patterns of human behavior regarding this bench on the corner of 10th and Mill. It's just across the street from the View Apartments, Science Building 1, and the Science Research and Teaching Center. So as you will see, it does get a fair amount of traffic. The first observation that I made was that the bench does not get used very often or by very many people. I went to the area at various times on all different days, and most of what I observed was folks like this, just passing on by, not showing a whole lot of interest. I did manage, however, to catch a few folks using the area. While the majority of them chose to stay off camera, they did offer a lot of statements and insight about the area. Of the individuals that I observed, all were smokers, such as this guy. He's a little bit hard to see, but he hung out here for quite some time, smoking a cigarette and using his phone. The people who used the bench seemed to enjoy the peacefulness of the area. To them, the lack of interest that everyone else showed in the bench was seen as its top quality. Most of the people I was able to talk to were repeat users. They thought of the bench as their spot and noted being very displeased to come by and find someone else sitting there. For that reason, the #1 complaint about the area was that people wished there was another bench so that they could still sit there if someone else was using it already.
I do smoke occasionally because I don't disturb other people.
I did manage to get an on-camera interview from one individual, a PSU faculty retiree actually. She was very generous with her time and offered us some valuable insight into the area and her thoughts.
I think another bench would be nice.
Yeah, in case there were 2 people wanting to sit and chat or...
As for the rest of it, I like that they take care of the plants. I know there's a limit to what they can plant because of the way people walk. I know they're going to come through here all the time.
Gotcha.
But it's like an oasis.
To conclude our study, my partners and I decided that the areas most in need of intervention were the smoking bench and surrounding area and the picnic table area, along with the seldom used parking lot in between the two. We also plan to develop some sort of intervention in the area of the TriMet stop.